What's going on, everybody? This is Chance with 9 to 5 Mac. Not Jeff, not Fernando, but Chance. The iPhone 15 Pro is now official, and I had the opportunity to go hands-on with it at Steve Jobs Theater today. Right off the bat, one of the biggest changes is the new titanium design. You can get this in 4 different colors, including black titanium, white titanium, blue titanium, and natural titanium. Here's a closer look at the white titanium color, which I think is the standout among these 4 different options. One of the changes here you'll notice is that the edges now feature a matte finish as opposed to the glossy stainless steel finish of the iPhone 14 Pro. But I did notice that the blue color in particular still loves to attract fingerprints, whereas the other colors weren't quite as prone to this. And just like all of the rumors suggested, yes, the iPhone 15 switches to USB-C, so after over a decade, the Lightning era has come to a close. Something else you'll notice on the left-hand side of the phone is that the mute switch is gone, and it's been replaced by what Apple is calling the Action button. The Action button is a new feature exclusive to the iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max. Through the Settings app on your iPhone, it can be linked to things like silent mode, the camera, focus modes, flashlight, voice memo, accessibility features, but by default, because it replaces the mute switch on the iPhone, it's still linked to turning your ringer on or turning your phone into silent mode. Just a long press on the button triggers whatever you've assigned the Action button to do. All of this is managed through the Settings app in iOS 17. I think what I'm going to be using the Action button for most is the camera. So once you set this as the assignment, you long press on the Action button and it opens the camera app. And then inside the camera app, you just click on the Action button again and it works as your shutter. And if you need a way to accidentally trigger the flashlight even more often than you do now, the Action button has you covered on that as well. But for those who really want to go crazy, the Action button can be linked to individual shortcuts that will be triggered every time you press and hold on the button. My favorite things is how well the Action button features integrate with the Dynamic Island, as you can see here with voice memos. But by far, one of the biggest changes with the iPhone 15 Pro Max is the addition of a new telephoto lens that offers up to 5x optical zoom. This marks the first time that an iPhone has offered more than 3x optical zoom. Apple also now gives you more control over choosing focal lengths for the main camera, allowing you to easily switch between 24mm, 28mm, and 35mm. And you can even choose one to set as your default. The new A17 Pro chip inside the iPhone 15 unlocks new features for portrait mode. Apple says that for the first time, you can take portrait mode pictures without having to actually switch to portrait mode. And you can also adjust the focus point of an image after the photo has been taken. The iPhone 15 Pro also now shoots in 24 megapixels by default, an increase from 12 megapixels of the default setting in the iPhone 14 Pro. Apple says that this gives you incredible image quality while also maintaining practical file sizes. And of course, you still have the option of shooting in ProRAW at 48 megapixels or a new 48 megapixel HEIF setting, which again is focused on giving you the full 48 megapixel resolution while maintaining reasonable file sizes. Another design change on the iPhone 15 Pro is that the bezels around the display are smaller than ever before. In fact, Apple goes as far as to say they're the smallest bezels around an iPhone screen ever. The most obvious place where I was able to notice the smaller bezels was when looking at full screen pictures, but still, I didn't quite think that the smaller bezels were as big of a design change as some of the rumors had led me to believe. And of course, Apple thinks that the A17 Pro chip, which focuses on GPU improvements, will turn the iPhone into something that can replace your console for gaming. So as such, they wouldn't let me leave the demo area without getting a look at Diablo Immortal running on an iPhone 15 Pro. Here's also a quick look at the new fine woven case for the iPhone 15 Pro, which replaces leather as Apple moves away from leather as part of its sustainability goals. So there you have it. That's the iPhone 15 Pro. Some quick first impressions after about 15-20 minutes with it.